Hey Tubies, it's Psychic Bob. Well, I tell you, it is so good to be back with you today. I know a lot of you have been writing and says, Psychic Bob, where were you? We didn't see you yesterday. Psychic Bob had the day from hell yesterday. Really, in the bigger scheme of things, I shouldn't complain, really. But anyways, I was actually planning on traveling to see my mother yesterday. But we had major drama here in the Washington, D.C. area. They were forecasting a major blizzard. And when that report came in, the city of Washington, D.C. decided to shut down the whole city and send all the workers home early before the snow started. Well, the school systems in our area said, we're shutting down and sending everybody home. So basically what happened yesterday, I was literally leaving at 12 o'clock to go get the train when the entire government and all the schools and many businesses shut down. So we basically got rush hour on a major scale. Usually rush hour goes from like 2 o'clock to 7 o'clock. It's like a 5-hour period. We got all of rush hour within 1 hour. So guess what happened? I'm at the train station and they have an announcement. The trains are full for the next several hours. Please avoid travel. They actually had trains come through and they were so packed, so many people, that there were police there regulating it. And they wouldn't let people on trains. They said, sorry, no more allowed. It was at maximum capacity. And literally people were up against the glass, like the doors. It was just crazy. And basically it was going to be like a 4 or 5 hour delay. Now it gets better. So I thought, well, I called my mom and I said, Mom, this is going to be like a 4 or 5 hour delay. And she's like, well, I think you shouldn't come today. It's not a good sign. And I agree. I believe in the signs. So I went and called my driver. I have somebody who drives for me. My friend Shahid. I think you guys have met him. Anyways, I called Shahid, who had just dropped me off at the train station like an hour before. Because I waited around for an hour to find out what the situation would be. Shahid, in the meantime, had picked somebody up and taken them to Washington, D.C. Well, he got caught in the gridlock. So Shahid said, I should be there, be about an hour. Well, I waited an hour. I thought, well, I'm here. I'll just relax and read. Luckily, I had books with me and my phone and all that. And Shahid calls me after an hour. He says, I haven't moved but 1 block in an hour. I'm still in D.C. He said, I hope I'll be there. Well, I waited another 2 hours to come. Now I've been at the train station 3 hours. The snowstorm starts intensity. So I said, well, I'm going to call another cab. So I called a cab company, and only to be told, we have no cabs available. All the cab drivers have decided not to drive because of the weather. So here I am at the train station. There are no buses. There are no cabs. My driver's not available, and I am literally stuck. By the time I got home, finally I did get a driver. He was really nice, an Uber driver who took me. And I've never used Uber, but it was an emergency. So I got an Uber driver, and I got home. It wasn't until almost 5 p.m. that I got home. So I left at noon, and I literally spent 5 hours stranded at a train station, couldn't go anywhere. Came home, and then I realized because I was planning on traveling, I had no food in the house. So I had to walk in a snowstorm. This story gets better. To get food because there are no taxis and I have nothing to eat. So that was my day. By the time I got all done, it was almost 9 o'clock at night, literally. And so I didn't get a video out. Anyways, I had planned a whole series of videos for today, but we'll have those next when I travel. I'm not sure when I'm traveling. My plans are on delay because a lot's going on. So here we are, though, and it's Wiccan Wednesday. And thank you for putting up with my story, but I thought you'd be interested to hear how my day went. It's wonderful to be with you, despite all the drama of the week. Before we get into today's video, I have a very important message I want to bring. I want to bring a message of sympathy, of condolences. Is condolence the right word? Sympathy to my viewers and to the people of Australia. I have been following with great sadness the unfolding of the events. For those of you who may not know, there are major fires. It's literally burning, like half or three-quarters of Australia is literally on fire. Thousands of people have lost their homes and been displaced, as well as many animals. Many animals have been killed in the forest fires. In one region of Australia, they've reported over 50% of the koala bears have died. It's just tragic. The kangaroos in Australia are so traumatized, they're coming into the neighborhoods seeking protection. And they're in such a desperate state, they're actually coming up to people and letting them feed them. I have seen the film footage of the devastation. It's just horrible. So I want to today just let all of you know, I'm asking for all of you here. You know, we're a force for good at Spirit Channel. I want all of us to raise our personal vibration this week and send blessing, protection, and healing to Australia and to the people and the animals of Australia. You know, I have a large following out of Australia. In fact, I've thought several times in my life of moving there because of various circumstances that did open up for me in Australia. And anyways, I never did end up getting there, but it has a very special place in my heart. And so I've checked in on a number of my friends there, and luckily everybody that I know so far I've been able to reach is okay. Now, some of you here at my channel are from Australia, and I'd like to hear from those of you who are particularly in Australia or coming from Australia, you know, how you are, how's your family, what is the status for you and your situation, because we will certainly pray for you here. I'd like to also start a fundraiser this week to raise money to send to Australia. I need to find out what the official channels are. Because of my schedule, I haven't been able to get the details. I think the Red Cross may be working with Australia, but I'd like to find the official charitable trust that is managing the situation there and ask for all of you to make donations this week. I will give you more details as I get that, but what I'm thinking is, you know, we'll have a drawing. Whoever donates, if you can make a donation, however large or small, we'll have a drawing, and whoever gets the drawing that enters, sends a donation, will give you a free compact voice reading. So I hope that we can together work to help this situation. It is just absolutely devastating. In my heart, I was literally in tears watching the coverage. I'd heard of the fires, but I had not realized how absolutely devastating it is. And some of you have written to me and said, Psychic Bob, will you address this? So I'm addressing it today. And my heart, first of all, I just got to say, my heart is with you. If you're in Australia and you've lost your home, I'm so sorry for your loss. You know, let me know. We are all a force for good. We're going to pray. We're going to send healing energy to Australia. And we're going to help turn things around there. You know, the light is powerful. And the Spirit can do miracles. So don't give up hope. If you're in Australia and you're watching the fire come closer to your house, pray. I mean, do sensible stuff too. You know, like do whatever the fire department tells you. They tell you to evacuate, or they tell you to spray down your lawn with water, or whatever they do. Do that as well. But never forget the power of Spirit. My heart, my soul is with you. I am literally shedding tears over the devastation. And so know that Psychic Bob is with those of you who are in Australia, or any of you here who have friends or family there who you are worried. I'm with you as well. I'm with all of you. So those of you who have the means and the ability, help first by praying, and secondly, by donating money. As I said, tomorrow I'll come back. We'll do another video. I'll tell you what charity I'd like us to donate to. So we'll follow up on this. So please know that I have not forgotten the people of Australia. My heart, my soul is with all of you. All right? So we're going to all get through this, and let's invoke the Spirit, okay? Thank you for your concern and your support. And thank you for those of you who have been following this and helping me to understand it as well. So, you know, as I predicted in my annual predictions, 2020 is going to be a better year. So I know it looks bleak right now, but we're not done. We're just starting the year. And power will come back. Australia will rebuild, and we're going to help that process. So let's focus on the good we can do rather than the despair of the moment. And I'm not negating people's feelings of anxiety and despair, because that is real. But we can't stay there. If we stay there, we become paralyzed. If we become paralyzed, what good can we do? So we have to take a kind of a, you know, charge forward. And with our focused prayer, our intensity of love, we will help Australia to survive and to rebuild. So I hope you'll be united with me. We'll talk more about this tomorrow, okay? So thank you for being here. Well, the video that I had planned to do, I can't do today because I'm not down at my mom's house. I was going to be with my mom. But this was, there was a video that I was actually planning for later in the week that I thought, you know what, I can do that today. So I'm just curious, how many of you ever read the Witches Almanac? This is a publication that comes out of Rhode Island. I just absolutely love it, the Witches Almanac. It's literally a bunch of witch lore. They have lunar calendars so you can plot the moon. They have articles on ancient gods and goddesses. Here's about the 3 spinners of life in the Greek tradition of the fates. And, you know, they always have some pagan mystical theme in this. And I'm really crazy about this book. In fact, let me read this to you. This is an old copy. They've been publishing this since the 1970s. This is an old version I had from 1995. Isn't that amazing? So that's like, what's that, like 25 years old now? Wow. I don't know where the years go. But at the beginning it says, you see the cover page, it's got the witches on the Witches Almanac. See the 3 witches there? And it says, for the first time, combining the mysterious Wiccan and arcane secrets of an old English witch and one from New England. And it says, prepared and edited by Elizabeth Pepper and John Wilcock. They were the original founders of the Witches Almanac. They were Wiccans, and they started this book. And as I said, this has been around since the 1970s, and I followed it since probably the 1990s. I started reading it. But I do have some of the earlier editions, which I'll show you in a different video. But it's now published under a new cover. In fact, let me get a newer version, and you can see what it looks like. Hold on just a sec. Okay, so as I showed you, this is an edition from 1995. And the cool thing about the Witches Almanac was it always had a different cover every year. It came out once a year, and it covers all 12 months. It has astrology in it, it has articles, it has spells, a little bit of everything magical is in here. And so this year in 1995, the color was this beautiful kind of orangish yellow cover. And here's another one from the year, what was this one? 2001 edition. And it has a bluish green cover. So each year, you know, you could look forward to like, what would the color be this year? They came up with the most amazing colored covers. Well, they eventually stopped producing it in this form, and they went to a high-tech glossy cover, which also looks very nice. But personally, just between you and I like the old paper covers. It felt more witchy to me. But now they have it's a little larger, which actually for reading purposes, it is better because the print is much larger, you see. It's still the same though. The content is, nothing's changed. It's no less of quality. And this is one of the things that I appreciate about the Witches Almanac is that its quality, its style, its dedication to quality publication has not changed over the years. It's the same as it always was, so I just love it. And this copy is from 2012, 2013. So as you see, it looks a little different. It's larger and it's got a glossy cover now. But I miss the old covers, Anyways, on the back of their books, they have it's kind of like their symbol. They have an old woodcut from the, I think it's, doesn't say on this one, but it's like from the 1500s. And it's called Witches on the Way to the Sabbat. And back in the old days of, witchcraft, they used to say that the witches dressed like animals to fly on their broom to the Sabbath. And so here's a picture of them flying the Sabbath. I just think it's cute. They make T-shirts. The Almanac does with this symbol on it. So if you're looking for some good witch reading material, something to kind of give you a little spell casting, I recommend it. So what we're going to talk about today is there's an article in the back of this one, the 1995 edition, that I love. And you can kind of see how the beautiful artwork is. Isn't that lovely? And this article is called, "What is Your Witch Potential?" Okay? So let's find out. My hair's flying everywhere. By the way, it's really cold and windy here. So if you hear wind, it's because I have old windows and they're not so tight air-wise, air-sealed. Okay, so I want to read this. And this is for all of you who have been watching Spirit Channel. Some of you said, maybe I could be a Wiccan. Maybe I've got a little witch in me. Well, listen to this. I think this might help you decide if you want to explore Wicca. Okay? So it says, what is your witch potential? Reincarnation is a basic tenet of witchcraft. Those of us fortunate enough to belong to the craft believe that successive lives are enjoyed under the same zodiac sign. But unlike other ideologies, witchcraft imposes no demands for increasing excellence, only that each life be lived to its fullest capabilities. So let's stop there. Now, this is an interesting concept and one that I've heard but had forgotten about. According to the Witches Almanac, it is traditional in witchcraft circles to say you reincarnate under the same sign. So if that's true, I think that's very fascinating. Like, for example, I'm an Aquarius. So that means in all of my previous lives, I've been an Aquarius. And so that makes it very interesting because when you talk about astrology, there's the North Node and the South Node, which deal with past lives. So we can tell an awful lot about somebody's soul journey through studying astrological charts. I think that's great. It says, most of us, despite centuries of indoctrination by the mechanized society, still have ties to the earth, some innate witchcraft potential that can be developed. And it says, read the following questions and see how you react to them. Number 1, have you always been intrigued by the occult? Number 2, do you prefer night to day? Number 3, does a storm stir in you an inexplicable sense of excitement? Oh, I like that. Number 4, are you a sensualist? That means, do you allow yourself luxuries like hot steaming teas, fine food? Do you enjoy being sensual? Number 5, have you always felt different from most of those around you, set apart? Number 6, do you instinctively respond to animals? Number 7, are you comfortable alone? Number 8, are you relatively indifferent to material possessions? Number 9, have you had fleeting glimpses of former lives? Now, aren't those some interesting things? That gives you a lot to think about. And it goes on, and the article says, should you find that you can answer most of these questions in the affirmative, your witch potential is very high and should be encouraged. There is no church to join, no tribute to pay, and no hierarchy to employ. You, and you alone, must concentrate on the development of your own other consciousness. Go to nature and observe. Attune your inner mechanism to the quiet pace of the seasons and the procession of the constellations across the sky. Go alone or with that person closest to you. Watch the moon rise. Walk in the forests. Feel the earth. Drink the water. Breathe the air. Then light the sacred candle and begin the life that you were meant to live. Oh, I love that article. Now, isn't that something? That's from the Witches Almanac of 1995, 1996 edition. So, I want you guys to think about that, because a lot of you write to me and say, Psychic Bob, I've been seeing you talk about Wicca. I'm just intrigued. I'm on the fence. Could I be a Wiccan? Could I be a witch? And I think this is a pretty good barometer of if you might be able to be a witch. If none of those resonate with you and you're thinking, I'm just not getting that, then maybe not. But in Wicca, we don't believe that you have to be Wiccan for your soul's journey. We believe that it's a special path that not everybody's called to, and that's okay. It makes you no less spiritual or powerful because you're not a Wiccan, you see. But for those of you who are interested in the craft, I think this gives a great introduction concept of what you might want to think about and what that might look like for you. So there you go, something to think about. I encourage you, I'm not being endorsed, but please check out the Witches Almanac. That one's easier to read. The Witches Almanac. Okay? It's published out of Newport, Rhode Island, I think. And it's just wonderful. I recommend it. They have the annual horoscopes in each edition for every zodiac sign. Not to mention all the articles, little spells, things to help you grow as a witch. And the artwork is spectacular. It's a little article on the chapter on the tarot, about the Wise Fool tarot card. You see right next to the calendar that has all the moons plotted, and it even has little spells for each day on each calendar of each month. So like, here's an interesting one. So on Friday the 25th of March, it writes, view life from a hill. So each day has a little spell block in the blocks. View life from a hill. So isn't that interesting? That means go out, find a hill, climb it. See, if you actually do some of the things that are in here, you will be discovering the power of the craft. Because the craft isn't just about reading books, it's about going out and connecting that power. So check it out, the Witches Almanac. That's the old version. This is the new version. It'll look more like that. It'll be brown covered in the store like that. But I recommend it. Anyways, guys, speaking of all things witchy, how do you like my t-shirt I'm wearing today? We are working on developing a t-shirt for the Order of the Purple Cord. Now, this one is a test one. It did not turn out, but you can kind of get an idea of something. It's the cord, the purple cord. This is the Order of the Purple Cord. But we're working on a nicer version for you guys. So I will be talking about that also in the next week. And we'll talk about t-shirts for the Order of the Purple Cord, because I know a lot of you have been wanting those. So we're hearing you. We're going to get those to you as well. Also, I thought I'd show you one of my treasured gems today. I just got a new gemstone, and this is a very mystical stone. This is an amethyst, but it's not a normal amethyst. It's called a red amethyst. And it's kind of a stone that if you had like a garnet and an amethyst and they blended together, which I guess they could in a rock striation, this is what it would look like. If you tilt it in certain lights, it looks purple. In other lights, it looks red. It's hard to show. I think I'm going to have to film this with my high definition camera. We'll do that tomorrow when I get that set up. But right now I'm just using my webcam. But this is an amazing stone. I've never seen a red amethyst before. But as you can see, it's got flashes of purple and red together in it. And it's set in sterling silver. Is that an exotic stone or what? Now, this is a very magical stone because amethyst is a traditional witch gem as well as garnet. And, we're in January, and garnet is my birthstone. So there's a little bit of garnet in this. And amethyst is the official stone of the Order of the Purple Cord, our Wiccan order here. So for me, this is a special stone because it's my birthstone and the stone of my Wiccan order that I am part of. So anyways, I wanted to show it to you. I'll have more on this. We'll probably do a whole video on gemstones later in the week. But for right now, I just want to show it to you. Well, guys, listen, that is all I've got for you today. Be back here tomorrow on Thursday. We're going to have Vlog Thursday. Get out and see what's going on in the world. But I thank you for being here. You guys are the best. Thank you for, allowing me to have yesterday off. Time I got home, I was cold, frozen, tired, and worn out from all that drama. I was not at a place to do readings. And as Gav Hines, one of my dear friends here from England, said, he said, Bob, make sure not to burn yourself out. And I think that was really good advice because I do think that I love to read for all of you. I love to read. But sometimes I do so many readings that it overwhelms even me. So yesterday was one of those days I was like, you know what? I'm going to just step back and chill. I need it. And I tell you, I'm feeling much better today for having done that. So thank you for your patience. We'll have messages from the spirit world next week. And of course, this Sunday, we'll do our live Sunday hangout and I'll do readings as well. So, be here on Thursday. We're going to have Vlog Thursday. Friday will be Free for All Friday. Saturday will be Saturday seance. And then Sunday, Sunday hangout with Psychic Bob and readings. So we got a lot here, something every day. But I thank you for being here. So tell me in the box below, have you ever seen a red amethyst? Very interesting. And are you interested in a shirt for the Order of the Purple Cord? Not this one. The new one we're going to come will be better than this one. But this was a test run. The graphics didn't work out. But would you like a purple cord shirt? Are you interested in one of those as part of the order? All right, tell me in the box below. You guys rock. I love you. Sending blessings. Be back here tomorrow for Vlog Thursday, and we'll see you then. Until then, may all of you always blessed be. Oh, forgot. Pop over to my website, get a free copy of my painting, PsychicBob.com. Don't miss it, okay? This is called All That Remains. It's available till Saturday. After Saturday, it's gone. You want a free print copy of my new painting? Go get it today, okay? It's up till Saturday. All right, guys, listen. Also, let's remember the people of Australia who are suffering through the fires. We'll lift them up in prayer tonight. And we'll be back and we'll have more on that tomorrow. I love you guys. And all of you always. Blessed be.